Okay, this is a Singer Model 404, and I've been cleaning it, adjusting it, lube and oil, getting it all ready to put up for sale on Craigslist. Before I closed everything up, I thought I'd do a video of the inside of it, the working components, and explain some parts about this revolutionary type sewing machine. So we'll start, before I do the front end, I'm just going to show, while we're up here, the throat plate position bracket. Now it's in the down position now, and it can go up and unlock. And this is the throat plate. Here's the bobbin plate. This is the throat plate or needle plate. In the older Singers, they had a mechanism you could lower the feed dogs. See how the feed dogs come up and they grab the fabric, pull it through. And then if you wanted to do embroidery or darning, they had a mechanism someplace that would lower that. With the newer type, what they decided to do was put in a position bracket and lever. So when you want to sew, it's in down. And then when you want to darn or embroidery, you just move this up. And over here you can see that it raises the throat plate up above the feed dogs, so the feed dogs cannot grab the fabric. So you can free embroider, free stitch, darning, and so forth. Then if you move the lever all the way left, that would do an unlock and pop that up so that the plate could easily be removed for changing the plate and for cleaning in here, any adjusting you had to do. So when we go underneath, I'll show you the lever mechanism that works that. But since we were up here and I'm going to show you the front end, I thought I'd just start with that. So let's put the needle plate back in. We'll put it into the down position. Close the bobbin plate. Let's look at the front end here. If we can get a little more light, maybe. This is where all the good stuff happens. This, of course, is the needle bar. This is the thread uptake lever. Just like when you're sewing by hand and you put your needle through the fabric and pull up, that's what this does. Pulls up the thread when you're making the stitch. This mechanism here helps adjust the pressure of the presser foot. So if you're sewing a delicate fabric, you can lighten the pressure of the foot so you don't mar or damage the fabric. If you're sewing a heavier fabric or fuzzy or maybe some vinyl, leather type, you can turn this to put more pressure. This is the presser lifter, of course. See that on machines, all machines, to lift the presser foot up and down. So there's the presser foot bar. Now the other thing it does, you may be able to see it back here. There's like a rocker lever. When that moves, you see a little spring-loaded rocker lever right there. So when this comes up, the lever pushes on a pin, and that disengages the tension for the upper thread. So you see now it's kind of loose. And of course, when you're threading the machine, you've got to get your thread between those tension discs. And that's why you always thread it with the lever up. And then this is a very classic Singer adjustable But that's how the tension disengages when you raise this. So you would lower it back down. This is the bobbin area down here. This is the bobbin holder, which can be removed. Underneath it and around it, you might be able to see the bobbin hook spinning, which would go around and capture the needle thread, wrap it around the bobbin thread to form your stitch. I'll show you how that works underneath. Back up just to the front. This is your stitch length lever, and reverse. This is your bobbin winder, a little tire. Put your bobbin there, you thread here. This is the bobbin thread tension disc. There's actually a little spring in there too that acts like the upper thread tension. So you'd wrap the thread around there on the bobbin. You would push it up so the tire engaged the side of the wheel. A little quarter turn of the inner to disengage the sewing mechanism, and then you would run your machine and wind your bobbin. And when you're done, pop it off, put this down, and you'd retighten, you'd re-engage the clutch to the rest of the machine. So if we go up on top now, this is a vertical motor. I'll show you the bottom too, but the motor sits right in there. There's the very top of the motor with the worm gear, and it's going to engage the gear that's on the back side of the handle and the end of the horizontal shaft. So that's what makes this shaft spin, which is going to make the needle bar go up and down. Here you see like a concentric portion that engages a fork lever. I'll show you on the bottom how what that continues. And you see the steel gears turning there. That's what's beautiful about this machine. Cast aluminum machine with steel and iron. The only thing plastic and rubber is the tire, the cord, the switch for the light, some of the wiring here, of course. But down in there, you can see the top gear of the vertical shaft. Very hard to see in there. That's what this gear engages with to go down, turn another shaft to make the bobbin go round. We'll look at that from down below too. So that's kind of the front and top of the machine. Let's go back to the front and back off a little bit, and I'll run the motor a little bit, and you can see everything, how smooth it runs. See that just sewing away. You see the feed dogs moving. You see the bobbin hook spinning. You can speed it up here. Very nice, all metal. Look at those beautiful gears up here, just spinning away. Keep those lubricated, they'll last forever. Alright, let's stop that off here, and let me turn the